Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello, I'm Charlene Schmidt.
I'm Patrick Schmidt.
We just watched Learning Curve, episode 5 of season 5 of Babylon 5, and it's time to babble for 5. So how about if we start with some Rangers?
Sure.
We got a little bit of an inside glimpse into how training works.
I'm glad we're finally getting into the Rangers a little bit more. They've always been kind of this out there thing that just kind of exists. So
Yes.
digging a little bit more into them and what they're about, it was like, finally, guys, finally.
Sure. Now in season 5, it feels like we have a little more breathing room to explore things like this. Honestly, I love it because we can get a lot out of that.
It's yet another reason that I will have to rewatch the entire series.
Yes, 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 yes.
I knew that was coming.
Our two Ranger trainers here remind me a lot of Brother Theo and his band of brothers. Just the way they have that banter going back and forth, but they really deep down love each other and respect each other a lot. We see how it all kind of works together. What the warrior caste contributes, what the religious caste contributes, what Delenn contributes as Entilza.
And what you see her bring to the table is a little bit of wisdom.
Like always,
Yes.
That's our Delenn.
One of the questions I have, where the hell's the worker caste again?
I have a feeling the worker caste was maybe the dudes hanging out in the back who were just meditating, doing their work, getting it done.
I suppose, yeah, but it was kind of sad to see that they weren't acknowledged a little bit more.
We have wannabe gangs trying to take over down below, and this is a great lesson, honestly, in how to deal with spineless bullies.
I don't think it's a coincidence that the guy trying to take over down below has an accent from down under.
Oh, at the heart of it all, they summed it up in one really good line where people like him, this is all they have, and they get other people to do their bidding. They can't do shit.
I think we learned a little bit more about Babylon 5 and why this kind of stuff hasn't taken over and why it's not ripe for the picking. They knock that out. They take care of it, you know?
Absolutely. I can't imagine Michael Garibaldi letting any massive gang of people permanently taking things over and just letting them reign free. Are you kidding? No.
Zack Allan, bit by bit, he continues to show that he's not a complete moron.
He's wising up a little bit, getting
yeah.
more of a chance to shine.
Yes.
Too, as the chief of security, we're kind of getting to see him put his own spin on it. Now, one dipshit thing that Zack did do is at the very end of the episode where he just leaves security after he talks to Garibaldi about Lochley's file and then is just gonna pretend like Garibaldi's not gonna look at that thing.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, maybe that was intentional.
I think it was. Yes, that is my theory because he doesn't want to be in the same room when Michael does it. He has plausible deniability that way. Yeah. Speaking of Lochley, one of the more interesting things that has been going on in season 5 so far is what side of the war was she on? We get a little bit of extra information about that. There's a few ways you can interpret this, and I want to know how you interpreted it.
I'm guessing she wasn't ever put in that situation where she had to make that call.
Oh,
That
okay.
would be my guess. The choices that she had to make were always in line with the orders that she was given.
Okay, so she never had kind of that crisis of consciousness like Sheridan had to and did ultimately take a side.
It's hard to tell, too. It could also be she was put in the position for the exact opposite reason, which is she always followed orders, and that's why Sheridan wanted her there.
Over the years, my interpretation of this has changed a little bit. Because when I was watching season 5 for the very first time, I felt like Lochley got put in as the more Earth-centric supervisor where she was going to be the good soldier and do what she was told. That goes in sharp contrast to what we saw all the way up to this point, and so you're kind of bringing her in as sort of not the antagonist, but somebody to agitate us.
Yes.
And that makes her unlikable. So I was actually a little more like Garibaldi where I do not trust her, I do not like her. What the hell is her deal?
Clearly, she and Sheridan have some kind of history.
Yo.
Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Last minute cliffhanger.
Well, before we get to that, I think it is great, this is my interpretation now of Lochley, is that there were many perspectives. There are more than two sides to any situation, and I think it was very good to remind us of that. So, Lochley, their history, what is your theory? What the hell is going on with these two?
So, two theories.
Yes.
Predominant theory, former lovers.
Ooh, really?
Which is why Delenn was so upset. My second theory.
Yes.
They're related.
Like, does he have another random sister that's been running about?
Stepsister, cousin, something like that.
Oh.
So nepotism.
Yeah, nepotism. That would not be a good look.
Yeah, I'd love to know, and I hate that they left on a cliffhanger, but...
but that's why you watch next week.
Yeah. So on that cliffhanger, we're going to leave too.
That's right. To be continued. Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to go watch our next episode. In the meantime, we'd love to hear what you have to say about this episode.
That's right. Put your thoughts into the comments. We love talking with those of you in our community. We love the fact that as the day goes on, we have comments waiting for us. They're like little Christmas presents every Sunday.
And so thoughtful. You guys are so thoughtful with your comments and gives us new perspectives. We really appreciate that.
We really appreciate you taking the time for tuning in and making your comments and not spoiling anything that happens in the episodes that happen after this one so that you can continue to enjoy your experience completely unspoiled. So thank you all for all of those things, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks everyone. See you next week.